Thank you to the people in this room and to the people all over Florida. Thank you tonight for this great victory. President Obama wants to grow government and continue to amass trillion-dollar deficits. I will not just slow the growth of government, I will cut the spending of government. I will not just freeze government share of the total economy, I will reduce it. And without raising taxes, I will finally get America to a balanced budget. Make America the most attractive place in the world for entrepreneurs, for innovators, for job creators. And unlike the other people running for president, I know how to do that because I've done it before. This election, let's fight for the America we love. We believe in America. Thank you so much, Florida. You're the best. God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to ask you about the recent killing of a nuclear scientist. There have been other similar cases, and as far as we understand, the investigation into it has not made great progress so far. Why have there been no substantial results? And who may be behind these killings?
This is clear as day, and they admit it. Mossad and the CIA, as well as some European security services, don't like to see nations progress. They would like to have control and a monopoly over everything. The great Iranian nation follows the path of searching for new technologies. It wants to stand firmly on its feet by means of its own strengths and produce its own knowledge. They disapprove of this progress, and they don't want to see other nations develop themselves. The fact that they come over to such people's homes or attempt to murder an educated and broad-minded university professor highlights the grave nature of their situation. It demonstrates that the US and Israel have disgraced themselves in this matter. They speak of human rights, and at the same time they officially perform terrorist attacks and promote state terrorism expansion. In their slogans, we see their idle talk on fighting terrorism. Their deeds, however, do not match their words. They brought their troops to Afghanistan under the pretext of defending human rights and fighting terrorism and drug trafficking. But drug crops have increased 40-fold since the Americans got there. The number of casualties among innocent men, women and children has increased significantly, and so has the level of instability in the region. We actually witness terrorism development in the region. Drug mafia and drug-related revenues have grown as well. We see contradiction between their words and deeds. The scientist's assassination will only make the Iranian people stronger and more focused on their goal. People understand that they've chosen the right path, the one of scientific progress.
And it's not just enormous military gadgets that they're spending on. The military is spending money on. As Obama announces this drawdown of troops, a massive buildup is in the works. Thousands of U.S. troops now gearing up to go to Israel. The military is calling it an exercise, not a deployment. But this is one serious exercise. This, as Israel says, they're ready to go to war with Iran.
Well, what is happening on its face is that the U.S. is working to reassure Israel, to reassure Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states that we have their backs, that we have this security blanket in the region, and that they don't have to worry about Iran as a threat. But as we can see, we're getting closer and closer to war with Iran. Anybody who argues that this, kind of extraordinary confluence of events, the planned exercises by the U.S. and Israel, the exercises that Iran was doing in the Persian Gulf, Anyone that argues that those aren't sort of part of a lead up to eventual military confrontation, I think is probably running out of arguments at this point. And the reason that this is happening is that this is the logical conclusion of our current strategy against Iran. We have sanctions in place with no diplomacy. The only way that that ends is through confrontation.
They are calling this particular buildup an exercise and not a deployment. But is there more to it?
Well, this is something that has been planned for quite a while now. It's not the first time that this sort of exercise has been done with Israel. But what is being planned is actually, back in September, the U.S. actually provided Israel with an advanced radar, and for the first time actually permanently deployed U.S. troops to Israel. That was a small contingent, though, of a couple hundred troops. What we see now, though, is this much larger exercise, not unprecedented, but definitely something that is going to have an impact right now as we see this sort of tit-for-tat in confrontation between the U.S. and Iran.
So we are seeing a lot in that region, as you just mentioned, this permanent presence and now this massive military exercise.